If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture on gate measurement series. So today we will be solving 5 questions starting from question number 36 to up to question number 40. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Okay student, in question number 36 what they are asking, a DC current flowing in a circuit is measured by 2 ammeters, one PMMC, one electrodynamometer. There are lots of questions of PMMC meters measurements, you can check. We have solved so many questions. Another electrodynamometer type connected in series. The PMMC meter contains 100 turns and the flux density of the air gap is 0.2 Weber per meter square, or Tesla, whatever same, and the area of the coil is 80 millimeter square. The electrodynamometer dynamometer ammeter has a change in mutual inductance with respect to deflection this is given. The spring constant of these both are equal. Then the value of the current at which the deflection of the 2 meters are same. Constant for both these, so whatever the deflection torque coming from the current, that will be equal for both these. The values of the current at which the deflection of the 2 meters are equal. Okay, so what is the deflection for PMMC meter? PMMC meter deflection is NB. I told you for MC, PMMC means MC, moving coil. So moving coil, it is always NBA, INBA. And in case of electrodynamometer type, it is for MI it was half, but here it is not half, it is I square DL d theta. For it is MI it was half and electrodynamometer only I square, so that is the difference. So these two are equal because the same current is flowing and same deflection. The value of the current at which the deflection up to 2 meters are equal. So if you put all this value here, it is 100, it is 0.2, then 18 to 10 to the power minus 6, then I you don't know, then I square again we don't know, dl d theta is 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 3, which is dm d theta, you can say mutual inductance. So here if you cancel out I from both sides, then if you calculate I, then it will be 3.2. So this is your answer. The ammeter X and Y have a resistance of these and these respectively. They gave full scale deflection with 150 milli and 250 milliampere. The ranges have been extended by connecting shunts to give full scale deflection 15 and connecting 15. The ammeters along with shunt are connected in parallel in a circuit which total current flowing is this much. So first let me take one by one ammeter. First ammeter is this one, which is which range is increased by using this shunt. Suppose this is X. The first one is X. So what is this internal resistance? Internal resistance is initially 1.2 ohm. So it was measuring, how much it was measuring? 150 ampere. Maximum current can flow through is 150 ampere. But we have extended to deflect it for 15 ampere. And then second one suppose this is Y. What is its internal resistance is 1.5 ohm. I have used the shunt to increase this current is 250 milliampere here, and so that it can take 15 ampere current. So what is the value of shunt? I told you, if it is 150 milliampere here, then how much will be flowing through here? That is 14.85 ampere. If 250 is flowing there, how much it will be flowing? 14.75 will be flowing here, ampere. So you can check this with this current ratio, this will be divided. It is getting this much times, so your resistance will be decreased by this much times. So how much it is increased? This divided by this, so resistance will be decreased. So if you do this one, what will be its value? Its value will be equal to 1.2 divided by 14.85 divided by 150 milli. So if you do it, it is coming 2 by 165. Similarly, what will be this one? What is the ratio by which it is increased? With that ratio it will be decreased. So it is increased by 14.75 by 250 milli. So with this value it will be decreased, because if resistance decreases, then only current will, this much more current will flow through it. We have solved lots of questions previously also. So it is 118. So now your circuit will look like, now both are connected in parallel in a circuit. So your circuit would look like, this is the initial, suppose internal resistance, then you have used a shunt for this one, then another ammeter, then that is another shunt for that. So this current is 15 ampere, this is 1.2 ohm, and this is 2 by 165, this is 1.5 ohm, this is 3 by 118. All these resistances. So how much current will flow through it? We can apply current division. So here current will be divided in the inverse ratio. What is inverse ratio? Not this is inverse is 1 by 1.2 is to 2 2 by 1 by 2 by 165 is to 1 by 1.5 is to 1 by 3 by 118. In this ratio the current will be divided. So you 15 ampere. So you need this much branch. How much current is flowing through? Because this is increased in such a way that if 150, I have calibrated the meter, this meter, in such a way that if 150 passes through it, then it will show 15. So let me see how much is passing through this. Because it is connected with shunt in such a way that if there is 150, then maximum is 1. If 15 ampere flows here, then maximum 150 current will flow here. Maximum will be written in the dial as a 15 ampere. It will be calibrated. If 150 passes through it, then the meter will show 15. The dial will be calibrated in such a way so that the needle, wherever needle stops, I will put it there 15 ampere. So you can say it is 15 ampere, but actually it is 150. So let me see actually how much current is flowing through it. So Ix, you can say current through meter is 15 into this divided by sum of all this plus 165 by 2 plus 1 by 1.5 plus 118 by 3. So if you do this, I think you will get 15 by 148. If you are getting this ampere, then you can use unitary method. If 150 flows through it, if 150 should flow through it, then we can send that it is measuring 15 ampere. It will show 15. It is calibrated in such a way that if 150 passes through it, 150 milli passes through it, then the reading in the meter is 15 ampere. So if 1 passes through it, then how much? If 15 by 148 passes through it, then how much? So 15 by 15 into 148 divided by 150 milli. If you do it, it is coming 10.135 around this much. So this is your answer, 10.13. Okay, now if you come to question number 38, a periodic waveform observed across a load is represented by this. The measured value using moving around voltmeter. If you apply moving around voltmeter, it will take RMS value because it will be moving around. This will, because this is alternating, so it is measuring alternating. That means it is measuring RMS value. So across the load is how much? So you have to take the RMS value of this one. Now you can calculate RMS value of any signal. You have done it in signals and system or normal AC fundamentals also. So it is root then mean. Mean is total time period is how much? From 0 to 12 pi. So 1 by 12 pi. Then you have to integrate. Then sum, because mean is sum divided by total length. So length is 12 pi, and the integration is 0 to 6 pi 1 plus sin omega t whole square dt, and then 6 pi to 12 pi 1 minus sin omega t, minus 1 plus sin omega t. So if you open it, you will find it in this way. So this is the expression. Now you can see your 1 and sin square t omega t, you check it out. 1 plus sin square omega t, here it is also there 0 to 6 pi, here it is also there 6 to 12 pi. So you can club these two integration. You can directly go to 0 to 12 pi for these two. For this one it is different because here it is plus, here it is minus. So you have to do it separately. So let me write it in this way. So 0 to 12 pi directly I am going for 1 plus sin square omega t dt, and for this one I have done separately 0 to 6 pi 2 sin omega t dt, and then minus 6 pi to 12 pi 2 sin omega t dt. Because here it is function is different, one is 2 sin, one it is, but here from 0 to 6 pi first partition is common for both. So if you, I think you can do integration, or let me show it. What is sin square theta? You can write 1 minus cos 2 theta. How you integrate? Divide by 2. The way you integrate for this one, and it is d omega t, because I am ranging for 0 to pi. It is not second. Had it been second, because omega t is in radian, so it is not in second. If it had it been in second, then it could have done it up to t. If it had 0 to 2 second, 2 to 3, then it with respect to time. But here it is omega t, because it is directly given radian. Omega t is radian, because omega is radian per second, t is second. So you multiply, it is radian. Because these are radians, so these are omega t. So these are omega t. All the dt's are d omega t. So it is d omega t. So it will be no divided by omega. So it will be 0 to 6 pi, then plus 2 cos omega t, 6 pi to 12 pi. It will be 3 by 2. So integration of 3 by 2 will be 3 by 2 into omega t, and then minus sin 2 omega t divided by 2 from 0 to 12 pi. Cos 6 pi is 1. and cos 0 is 1, so it is 0. So 1 minus 1. Here it is cos 12 pi is also 1, cos 6 pi is also. So these two will become 0. So this will be 1 by 12 pi, and if you put the value, it will be sin 0 is 0, so no need to put. Sin 12 pi is also 0, so no need to put. 24 pi, anything sin pi line, this line, horizontal line is 0. So here it will be 3 by 2 into 12 pi. So if you do 12 get cancelled, so it is root 3 by 2. So this is your answer. This is the RMS value. Vt will get VRMS. So this is the way to calculate RMS value. Simple integration you have to carry on. Match list 1 instrument with list 2 used for PMMC, DC only. So it is very easy. So PMMC will directly write for DC. Okay, A is 1. MI connected through current transformer. Normally MI should have been for AC DC both, but it is connected to current transformer. If it is connected to CT transformer, then DC will not work, only AC will work. So that's why your B will go to 2. Otherwise B could have gone to 3. Rectifier you can use for both, to the AC DC, that is 3. Electrodynamometer, that is also no, you can use for both AC DC. Rest are AC DC, only induction and PMMC are for AC and DC. Here why MI is operating for AC only? Because it is connected through CT. Through CT means only AC will work, otherwise CT will not work. So that's why it is your that is option C. A capacitive voltage divider is used to measure a bus voltage VI, V bus in high voltage 50 or JCC as shown in the measurement of the capacitor. You can say CVT, capacitive voltage transformer, something of this fashion. Has a tolerance of plus minus 10% of their nominal values. If the bus voltage is this much, 100 kV, then the maximum RMS output considering the capacitor tolerance. Means you have to find the worst case maximum value. Okay. Now what is this VC2? Now what is VC1? Because this is the same current, so Q will be same. So Q is equal to CV. So this same current is equal to Q into CV1 or VC1. Q equal to CV should be equal to Q equal to CV. Because same charge is flowing through the same current, so CV should be same. Q is same, CV same. So if you want to find VC2 by VC1, what it will be? C1 by C2. That is 1 by 9. So this ratio is 1 is to 9. So this portion will get 1 and this portion will get 9. So if you do it in divide, that is your VC2 will be equal to 1 by 1 plus 9. In normal case it should have been something like this, 1 by 1 plus 9 of what? Total value is 100. In normal cases it should have been like this, but they are asking you for extreme values. Extreme values means the capacitor can give error also. So you want to find this maximum value. For this maximum value you want to maximize it. Numerator should be maximized and denominator should be minimized. So what is the maximum value one can take? 1.1, because it is 10%. Because it is the same capacitor, one is coming from which capacitor? The first capacitor. The first capacitor can go, I am taking maximum value because it is in the numerator. It should be the highest because I want to get this highest value. Considering the capacitor tolerance they have asked you to find the maximum RMS output. So this is maximum, so this should be maximum. Once you fix this one, this is also fixed because this is the same one only, same capacitor only. And then you minimize this one. 9, if you deduct 10% from 9, then how much it will be deducted? 0.9 will be deducted, it will be 8.1. So 8.1. So if you do this one, I think you will get 11.95 into 100. This much kV. So that is your answer. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.